There goes that brand deal. Today we're doing a
cheap versus steep.
But it's not just any cheap versus steep. Oh no! This is one of Mrs. B's favourite snacks. The other night she said to me, what did you say to me? Put your bloody washing in the bin. No, not that.
Don't forget to put the bins out.
The other thing you said to me said, I really want to do a cheap versus steep, which is like really simple. We've done some quite, like we did a cooked breakfast and stuff like that, where we compare the same recipe, budget ingredients versus expensive. But you said, like, your favourite snack. Mrs. B likes Reese's peanut butter cups. So this cheap versus steep, we have cheap, we have steep, we have their own brand, and we're going to make 2/3 of our own peanut butter cup from scratch.
Yes.
4 ways. Homemade chocolate, we're not doing that. We're doing homemade peanut butter, and for the first time ever, homemade icing sugar.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one.
No.
I never knew you could make icing sugar yourself.
It might go everywhere. We'll have some fun, right?
Yeah.
Don't forget to check out the rest of the cheap versus steep playlist. And today I've got the perfect taste test companions. I've got 2 people willing to help. There we go. Our top taste testers for today.
You can't give it to the dogs.
Yes, that's right. But oh my gosh,
can't
Phoebe,
see
you're
it.
like Andre the Giant.
Hang on.
Right, by the end of this video, Phoebe, Chloe, Mrs. B, we're all going to try 4 of them, but we're going to blindfold. You look like a giant, Phoebe.
This is what it's going to be like in years to come.
We're going to blindfold them and get them to take. Right, we're going to go. This is getting crazy. All right then, folks. So we're going to start by making some homemade peanut butter, and for that, we're getting the oven nice and hot. Mrs. B.
Hello.
In your hand, you are carrying some shelled raw, aka raw peanuts. Okay.
Yeah.
They're ones that have already had their skin shedded, like a snake.
Yes.
We'd like to put them onto the Barry Lewis Silpat drenched baking tray. We are making homemade peanut butter. You know when you go into a supermarket and you see raw peanut butter, that is because the nuts haven't been baked and roasted like we're going to do to release the oils and give it a bit more flavour and stuff. So we're doing that, and you actually don't have to, but I want to drive some flavour into these. All right?
Yeah, I was just looking at how it's suddenly got an allergy update on a pack of peanuts.
What? Beware may contain nuts?
Well, yeah, I just wondering what the update could be.
So I'm aiming. All right, get aggressive with that. Right. For the this one, the homemade one, to be absolutely stonking, we have got some salt, honey, and some flavoured nut oil to go with it. So you can add other different sugars, cinnamon, cocoa powder. I can really, really go to town with it, right?
Yeah. I found it. It says our ingredients: peanuts.
No. Family channel.
Peanuts.
Cut. What's Mummy trying to say? No, peanuts. You can't say that.
She was saying that.
Right.
I like it.
Okay.
That's not a swear word.
It is a swear word. It's a shank. It's not.
The name of a body part. It's the correct term.
All right,
for a
fine.
man's
Just don't make this
genitals.
awkward. So last night I went out on a pilgrimage to the supermarket, and it is Baltic out here. So I'm just about to go into the expensive supermarket. Looking for some really expensive peanut butter. $3.99. Oh my gosh. Alright, just popping in the other cheaper supermarket, which is a little bit cheaper. I'm actually lost. Might just buy a pair of jeans instead. Oh, and they've got cupcake cases as well. I'm at my final supermarket for the evening. Sounds amazing, my life is so cool. So I normally write a list down, but when I haven't got a list, I'll just sing a little song in my head. Peanut butter, icing sugar, honey. Peanut butter, icing sugar, honey. Yeah, download it on iTunes. Alright, so here's the cheap versus steep summary. If you don't know what we've done based on feedback, is we have taken the equivalent. So for example, peanut butter, there's slightly more in this tub than the expensive one. So we've rounded it up and divided it to get an even amount. So you actually, if you were buying the same amount, and to be honest, these ingredients would make you be able to buy loads, right?
Yeah.
So first up, the icing sugar, cheap, was 69p.
Yeah.
For the exact same amount, £1 in the steep. Peanut butter, 85p.
Yes.
The equivalent peanut butter, we had to round it up because you actually get less, is £4.60 for the same amount. It's expensive anyway, but I'm sure it's probably good. Milk chocolate, right? We've got 3 bars here. They come as 300 grams, but the 2 bars in the expensive come as 150 grams, don't they, Mrs. B?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
Equally in the same amount.
Little Patreon vlog club joke there. £1.35 for the cheap chocolate. £5 for the organic chocolate. Okay. Cup cases. So we thought it's a free ingredient. We might have to do the cup cases.
Yeah.
You get these massive ones from the cheap supermarket for you get 100 for 99p. Now you get these fancy ones and the expensive one that are smaller. Yeah. I mean, they're nice because they've got swans on them and hearts
like
and stuff.
Little horses and stuff.
Yeah, everyone likes a horse, don't they?
They're not swans.
They're not swans. Brilliant. 75 of those in a pack, so the equivalent by rounding them up comes to £1.60. 61p difference.
They're actually unicorns.
They're unicorns, but well, it's a horse with an ice cream cone on its head, isn't it? Oh yeah, I just said swan, didn't I? One positive though, the cheap, their bags were more expensive by 10p. 20p for a cheap bag, 10p for an expensive one. But the equivalent shop, £4 8p for the cheap, £12.30 for the steep. And based on my Dogecoin investment experience recently, that's a bit of banter, I have worked out that is 301% difference. 3 times the price.
But how much were these?
Oh, I don't know if I kept that receipt actually.
No receipt, just your empty Snickers bar.
Oh, that's a Snickers peanut butter bar and they've come out and they're amazing.
Oh.
Alright?
Okay.
It actually, in all honesty, the steep is probably not the worst off today. You could get a lot out of these ingredients. Much more than 3. And they'll be homemade and hopefully with good ingredients. Let's find out. Alright, ready?
Yes.
So we're going to make our filling. We won't show you the homemade version of this, we'll just show you what the peanut butter and icing sugar looks like. First thing you need is 3 tablespoons of the icing sugar, alright?
Okay.
And we've got some bowls here. It can be quite rough because you can always add a bit more to it. Alright, I mean, it just looks like white powder.
Well, I don't know, this one feels a bit different.
Does it? How does it feel different? Like,
look, it's whiter.
Is it?
Look.
What's whiter? That? No.
This is weird, it's like liquid but not.
Yeah, give it a little stir. Actually, they do. Oh, that's chunky.
Oh look, it's like
a pate.
Paste. Oh.
But that's fine. Oh, there's not much. Yeah, there's not much love to it, is there? It's very sort of congealed. You can see a difference there, can't you? There's a lot. That's a lot more oily and moist.
Yeah, this looks like cheap.
Yeah, but when you're spreading it on your toast or whatever, you don't mind. It's still peanut butter. I mean, it does. Hopefully, it's not just me. When you have peanut butter, like half of it just stays on the roof of your mouth, and you're going.
This looks like the sort that would stick your mouth together.
Yes, it does. We bought some Gorilla Glue, ladies and gents.
Not sure I'm doing this right.
You are doing it right, mate. That's fine. The icing sugar is going to absorb into it, and you're going to be left with like a kind of like a dough. See, what I'm finding is if you lift it up and then just press it down, you actually push the icing sugar into it, and it's slowly absorbing the sort of white colour, and you're getting. I mean, you could literally stick that in there now. That would be fine. We just like tear off little coins and stick it in the chocolate. All right.
Okay.
So let's go back to our homemade one, so we can do all the setting at the same time.
Got it.
All right then, folks. We're going to make the peanut butter. Phoebe, would you please say some words?
Thank you very much for buying my product to give me enough money to get this.
And what is it?
Now, it's an iPad with an Apple Pencil. Now I can make better drawings.
Because you did a stencil that had no, was it a stylus? Sorry, that had it was a bio wrapped in foil.
Yes.
Amazing.
Cotton bud.
People were very complimentary, saying like you deserve it. So
yes.
Yeah. So this was Phoebe did this on the stylus with the foil wrapped around it. So we'll probably enhance it and do other things, right? Might do a T-shirt of the month or something.
Yes.
No pressure on her, and the rest has gone into a savings. So thank you so much for supporting Phoebe.
Thank you.
It's nice, right?
No, yummy.
But it's like when you make homemade Nutella, you do the same with hazelnuts. You roast it to get the oils out. The really cool thing is we can whiz these as much as we want, and if we don't whiz it much, we end up with the chunkier peanut butter. So we can blame it on the processor if we end up with literally, it still looks the same.
Okay.
Yeah, so that goes in there. And yeah, we are going to have to do this in batches. Whiz it up, and then it will sort of break down at first. It will start to release more and more oils. We keep pushing it down, all right?
Okay.
Jeez. So what's that doing is, that's basically making Amy bark. You going to bark for me? Yeah, brilliant. But that's processing it right down, getting it nice and smooth, releasing those oils. Ooh, ooh, ooh. See?
How much, where do
You've got to keep whizzing it, mate.
Just keep whizzing?
The oils are going to start to make it wet and clammy. See how it's leaving a trail? Huh? That's exactly what we want. And you can just sort of pulse it. You can just do it like that. And that's how the oils are doing it. It's making the peanut butter, right?
That's really cool. Oh,
Press it.
wow, look.
Yeah. Press it down, see what it's done?
It's like an actual paste.
A 1 ingredient recipe.
This is amazing.
All right.
Look, it's just got that like thick, spreadable.
Yeah, you're kind of semi in between the stuff we bought and the other stuff. But we can loosen it up now.
Okay.
So we've got some nut oil, some salt and some honey. As I say, you can do other stuff, but we're not going to need that much because we've only used like a handful of the peanuts. So you guys can forage on them later.
Okay.
You could use any oil. It's just a flavoured one. The fact that it's nuts, I'm hoping this is going to be amazing.
Drop of honey?
A little bit of honey, yeah. Again, because it's wet with the honey. If it's sugar, it's going to be dry. You can add icing sugar, you can use granulated sugar, whatever. But that gives it another chance to get it a little bit more spreadable. And of course, an unnecessary salt bay.
Oh. Okay.
Ready?
It's going to go everywhere.
Brilliant.
Like a dinosaur.
All right, so if we whiz that together, you can keep adding it and tweaking it and tasting it to your liking. And that will be our homemade peanut butter. All done.
This is really cool.
And homemade Nutella and stuff like that is exactly the same way, just with hazelnuts and cocoa powder and just a bit more fun.
That's like blown my mind.
I know, I keep eating this peanuts off camera.
Yeah, like that's so much nicer than that like stuff that sticks to your mouth.
Massive apologies for the video I put up the other day. Accidentally, I had put up the Patreon Vlog Club version of a video. As you know, we do a behind the scenes video, kind of like a video within a video that patrons, certain tiers see that. Thank you for supporting us if you do. And like today's video, there's a lot more bonus content. So here right now is a little montage of the things that you haven't seen in recent weeks. Good morning, Patreon Vlog Club. All right, Patreon, I hope you're well. I've got no idea, Patreon, if this is gonna work. Patreon, I'm an idiot. It's kind of like a budget Harry Potter. You're a wizard, Barry. Oh my gosh, Patreon. I don't know if you know, I love Forrest Gump, the film, and there was going to be a sequel, but for reasons, they didn't do it. Right, Patreon, this is where it's going to get weird because I'm going to do a voiceover now, and this is legitimate. I write a script, and I nearly lost this. Sometimes I do. There's a bat! Look, it's a bat, Patreon! There's a bat! You're seeing all this, and the rest of the internet will never see it. I'm taking my plaster off Patreon now, which is going to really freak people out. Poured the whole thing down the sink. Thanks for the support. Cheers. And as a bonus, the video that I accidentally uploaded, a lot of people are like, oh, you did that on purpose. I didn't, because I've taken it down, legitimately. I was like, you should have heard me. I was like, shiitake mushrooms. So that was actually the 4321 Valentine's Day one, right?
Yeah.
So if you want, I have actually put unlisted the link down below in this description, the Patreon Vlog Club full version. I'm not going to re-upload it. So if you want to see a bit more of what it's like, click that and you can watch the whole, I think it's like 40 minutes long.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, so this one is as well, but before it's edited. Paul Linton. But it just sort of shows you behind the scenes of what we do and don't do. And there's a lot of bloopers in it as well. It was a good one to put up by a mistake. Anyhow, homemade icing sugar. Apparently, I've never ever done this before. You can make homemade icing sugar, and if this fails, we've got some anyway.
I've got to stop eating these.
Okay. We've got 500 grams of sugar here, so it's about 400 apparently. And what gives it the powderiness, 2 tablespoons of corn flour, sugar, and a very high-powered blender.
It looks the same.
Is icing sugar. That has worked. We've done it!
That's amazing! Wow. Oh my gosh, I never knew you could make your own icing sugar.
Right, homemade chocolate, don't do it. I mean, do it if you want, but we are not doing it today. It's quite full on.
I know we've got nothing else to do, but...
Yeah, I'm hoping that this is going to be the best out of the batch.
I'm quite
because we're now doing the process we did before, which was it about 2 tablespoons at first?
About 3.
About 3, nice. And thinking about it, if it does get too dry, just add a little bit of oil in. That's all that's in the peanut butter, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just found this quite interesting as well, and obviously the lighting in here is not amazing, folks, but to me, there is a very clear difference in colour. This is lightest. This is the cheap one, and that is darkest, and that is sort of middle of the road. Now, we're just saying off camera, we think it's the oil that they're using, which obviously in this one was very little anyway, but they might have used like vegetable oil or something.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, right? This is it. The cheap one is peanuts 95% and then peanut oil and then palm oil. I don't want to talk about that. I'll let you guys talk about that if you want. And then the more expensive one, it says absolutely no palm oil, no added sugar. It's literally just whizzed up peanuts. 99.1% peanuts and salt. Wow. So ours is actually...
Got more
yeah, got a little bit more naughtiness in, hasn't it? Well, oil.
Yeah, oil.
And honey. So it's got a bit more sweetness. So that's actually super healthy. That's a little bit, you know, that's your budget one. But you know what? Meh. Anyhow, the chocolate is just going to be chocolate. We've seen a little bit of comparison in previous videos. I'm just breaking it up. I'm going to blast it in the microwave, and then we can bring it all together.
This is more like creamier. Whereas this is more like sugary.
Just sugar, yeah. As we found out when we made the homemade chocolate. Right, we're just going to melt these up, and we'll bring these together. All right, so we've got the cheap ones, which I wrote as steep, so I put an S on it. So putting them on the bottom. The steep cases, which has got an S on it there. And we've got some budget ones that we already had, some plain ones that we're putting the H on for homemade.
Yes.
But we only had 3 of those, right?
Yeah.
Just looking for more.
Looking for more, brilliant. All right, so we've got our little station set up. This is the cheap.
Yeah.
This is the steep. You can see the sugar difference. More cocoa in this one.
You can.
Which one did you prefer?
The
That one?
steep.
Yeah. And this is actually our middle of the road chocolate, which is kind of like a balance cost-wise between the two. So not too bad. So we're going to get them in the cases and hopefully get them right. All right, just a little platform for it to sit on. And you don't actually have to do that. You could just literally put a blob of the peanut butter in and just let the chocolate sort of bond around it, really. Oh, chocolate.
In the fridge.
Yeah, that's the bases that are going to set in there, right?
All right, so now we can eat the rest of the chocolate?
No. All right, so these are set. They've got just a little tacky base on it, but enough for the cheap peanut butter. There we go, Mrs. B.
Okay.
Yeah, a nice little disc like that. It sits in the middle, so you leave a gap.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that. I did that one a bit rough myself. Right, so roll it into a ball with clean hands, or shape it with teaspoons, whatever. Sit it on there, and we'll show you what that looks like in a minute once we've got the cheap, the steep, and the homemade done.
Cheap chocolate.
Cheap on there. So that's going to cover it, and then we'll tap it down just to level it all off. And that is literally it. So with the cheap, with the steep, and the homemade. Tap to settle, and back in the fridge to set. Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Right,
There you go.
Yeah.
Have a bite.
Bite it.
I like
Hazelnut taste of it.
Hazelnut, nice.
Okay.
that.
Ooh, okay.
Taste of wine.
Take a wine.
And taste of the smell of wine.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's, they were small.
Yeah, some of them we might have made a mistake with how much we poured the chocolate.
Oh!
Ooh.
Oh!
Last one, yeah?
Oh!
Oh, All right, finished it?
Yeah.
All right, Phoebe?
The last
Finish
one
it.
on your faces.
Daddy, I forgot to tell you I've got a peanut allergy. Just the best and the worst. What was the
Okay.
worst one?
Number 2 and number 4.
Okay.
The number 4, the last one.
The last one you had?
Okay.
And why was that the worst one?
It was like this weird taste in the middle that was like...
Yeah, it was horrible and it's just horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I've got a feeling I know which one that is.
Okay, what was the best?
Number 1?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1 was the best.
Number 1 was the best.
Okay, Mrs. B, can you please reveal what was number 1 and number 4 on your piece of paper over
So,
there?
number 1 was cheap.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
You liked the cheap best?
Number 4
Sugar.
was the homemade one.
Oh, I'm gutted.
Ew, it's horrible that one. I thought you could do better instead of poisoning
I
us.
put a lot of effort into that.
You can take your blindfolds off now.
Gutted. Well, actually, should we have a little try, Mrs. B?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to see if this is as bad as what they say.
Yeah, this is the homemade one, is it? I mean, it looks good. Doesn't matter, does it?
eyes hurt now.
it's really salty.
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Is that number 4? That's weird.
And this is the cheap. So this is the best one, is it?
Mhm.
Alright, it was good. Much more of a tang. That peanut butter does have a bit more of a
Yeah.
spank, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay. Well, we know what a Reese's is like. Should we try the posh one?
Oh,
That's weird.
it's the chocolate.
I was going to say it's the peanut butter.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a combination of both.
That's like, tastes like a bin.
Which
Yeah.
one's number 1 again?
That tastes dirty, doesn't it? Like burnt.
Yeah,
For me, the cheap was actually the best.
I agree.
Yeah?
For once, I'm liking the
Yeah, you
cheap.
know
I
yeah.
normally like the steep.
I quite like the cheap generally. If you've missed any others on the playlist, what did we do? We did a cooked breakfast, didn't we? That was quite a good one. The
Beans?
chocolate brownies. We did
Beans
it.
on toast?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Didn't you do mac and cheese?
We did?
Mac and cheese, yes.
Cheese.
But if you have any other ideas, you found this video interesting, we've done homemade peanut butter, which was amazingly delicious, homemade icing sugar, and hopefully you found this super cool. Thanks for watching. Do let us know any ideas down below. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. And keep it cheap. Rock on.
Check your level player. No matter what your style, the kitchen's for me. Simon's moustache, goatee, maybe all three.
But the one thing I didn't mention in this whole video was that we've got the actual branded ones and no one picked those. The actual proper ones.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there goes that brand deal.